The holographic display flickered with terrifying clarity in the center of the Galactic Council's vast chamber. Ambassador Zephyr's crystalline features reflected the blue-white light as she stared at the impossible scene unfolding before them. Earth, the small, primitive world that had been quarantined for millennia, was under siege. "Repeat that transmission," Navigator Kell commanded High Counselor Thane, his voice barely masking the tremor that ran through his towering frame. Navigator Kell's 6 arms moved frantically across the quantum interface, his normally composed demeanor shattered. "The readings are confirmed, High Counselor. 3 destroyer-class vessels, designation unknown, have penetrated Earth's atmosphere. They're targeting population centers." A collective gasp echoed through the chamber as representatives from 47 different worlds witnessed something that should have been impossible. The primitive humans of Earth, barely capable of interstellar communication, were facing an assault from technology that rivaled their own. Ambassador Zephyr's thoughts raced. For over 3,000 years, the Galactic Council had maintained the sacred directive: Earth was to remain untouched, its inhabitants allowed to develop naturally, without interference. The blue planet held secrets that even the Council's most ancient members dared not speak of openly. "Who would dare?" whispered Counselor Veltar, her tentacles writhing with anxiety. "The Accords of Zeta Prime explicitly forbid any contact with the protected worlds." High Counselor Thane's eyes narrowed as he studied the attacking vessels. Their design was unlike anything in the Council's extensive database, sleek organic curves that seemed to pulse with an inner light. More disturbing still was their apparent immunity to Earth's defensive systems. The primitive nuclear weapons that the humans launched simply passed through the ships, as if they were made of nothing more than shadow. "Enhance Sector 7, Thane ordered. The display zoomed in on one of the mysterious vessels as it hovered above what the humans called New York City. Streams of golden energy descended from its hull, but instead of the expected destruction, something far more sinister was occurring. The humans below were simply disappearing. Not vaporized, not destroyed, gone, as if they had never existed at all. Ambassador Zephyr felt her core temperature drop. She had seen this technology before, in the forbidden archives deep within the Council's vault. The energy signature was unmistakable, though it should have been impossible. "High Counselor," she said, her voice cutting through the panicked murmurs of the assembly. "I need to access the Omega files." The chamber fell silent. The Omega files were the Council's most guarded secrets records from the time before the Great Expansion, when their civilization was young and foolish enough to dabble in technologies they didn't understand. "Absolutely not," Thane replied immediately. "Those files are sealed for good reason." "Sir," Zephyr pressed, stepping forward, "I believe I know who's attacking Earth. And if I'm correct, this isn't just an assault on a primitive world. This is the return of the Void Harvesters." The name sent ripples of terror through the assembly. Even the youngest members had heard the whispered legends, an ancient race that consumed entire civilizations, leaving nothing behind but empty space where worlds once thrived. They had been banished from this dimension eons ago, their very existence erased from official records. Navigator Kell's instruments began screaming with new warnings. "High Counselor, multiple breach points are opening across Earth's surface. The dimensional readings are impossible. It's as if reality itself is being torn apart." On the display, the 3 ships had multiplied into dozens, then hundreds. They emerged from wounds in space-time itself, their golden energy weapons reaching down to harvest more and more of Earth's population. Major cities began to flicker like dying stars, their lights dimming as millions of souls vanished into the void. "The humans are fighting back," reported Counselor Veltar, her voice filled with a mixture of admiration and despair. "But their weapons have no effect." Zephyr watched as primitive fighter jets soared uselessly through the attacking vessels, their missiles and bullets passing harmlessly through hulls that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Yet the humans didn't retreat. They fought with a desperate courage that reminded her why Earth had been placed under protection in the first place. "There's something else," Navigator Kell announced, his voice shaking. "I'm detecting massive energy spikes from Earth's core. The planet itself is responding." The display shifted to show a cross-section of Earth's structure. Deep within its molten heart, something ancient was awakening. Pulses of pure energy radiated outward, and wherever they touched the Void Harvester's ships, the vessels began to falter. High Counselor Thane's expression grew grim. "It's true then. The legends were accurate." Ambassador Zephyr nodded solemnly. "Earth isn't just a protected world, High Counselor. It's a guardian world. The humans aren't primitive, they're dormant. And now that the Void Harvesters have returned, the Guardian Protocol is activating." As if responding to her words, the energy pulses from Earth's core intensified. Around the planet, space itself began to shimmer and fold. The remaining Void Harvester ships, caught off guard by this unexpected resistance, found themselves trapped in gravitational wells that shouldn't exist. "Should we intervene?" asked Counselor Veltar. Thane shook his head slowly. "No. If Earth truly is awakening, then our interference could doom us all. The Guardians were created for one purpose: to stand against the darkness that exists between the stars. We can only watch and hope that 3,000 years of dormancy hasn't weakened them too much." The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy, now rested in the hands of a species that didn't even know their true nature. As the Galactic Council watched in dread and wonder, humanity's greatest test began.